Yay. Right. Yet another episode for Great Minds. This is episode 21.
Recorded straight from the bush.
And like you've heard, so basically we are going to go through the usual we are going to go through. Of course, like one of the podcasters said, this is actually indeed true. It's recorded from the bush, and then recorded in the old days, where the mic is the only equipment that you have. You excuse our analysis today. We might have limited information. All the information that we have is purely from our heads and from the books that we've read.
And from a few whispers.
Exactly.
Here and there.
Basically all analog in nature. So as usual, we'll have our opening remarks. That is through our introduction segment. We'll go into the AFCON segment. Well, look, we'll be focusing on the semi-finals and of course the finals that are happening today. And then of course the third runner-up, right? Then we'll get into the technology. One on our list, top on our list is the internet shutdown. And of course, as new what we saw on the EC when they announced results, they introduced a new the electronic system. And we also look into the biometric saga or scandal. And then, of course, we'll get into the game week results. We'll be focusing on game week 21 and 22. We'll be combining the two. And, of course, we'll look at, the Carabao matches, FA matches, and then we'll get into the results for game week 21 and 22. Then we'll look into the segment for fantasy. And then, of course, we'll focus on Champions League since it's happening this coming week. And, of course, we'll get into our conclusion. So basically, that's how we are going to roll today. And as usual, I'm JW. I'll be hosting. And of course, we have Enel in the background doing the producing of the show. So over to you, Enel, for your introduction, your opening remarks. And if there is anything that is bothering your head, over to you, Enel.
This is Enel reporting straight from the bush. One who carry tunes. Welcome, all viewers, to yet another podcast from the Great Minds. This is a special one. We are recording this one in a new country.
Apparently, it's only the MPs that are new.
So yes, we're glad to have you, and it's going to be a hot one, so stay tuned. Dollars.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Though we are in the bush, doesn't mean we can't get to you, our dear listeners. And we are here to tell you what's happening in our country and in the football and the tech sector. So, regardless of what's happening, although I'm in Uganda, for me, I still feel like it's the same old song. Nothing new, nothing special. Just so now kuba ready kuduka. For me, I've been doing some road work. Just in case.
Yeah.
Although we are in the bush, but still. But anyway, it's good to have you here. So let's get into it.
Yeah. So before we get into the segment, and this will be covering within our introduction bit, is that how is outside there? Have you tried to look at the roads? I mean, the shops open? Those that have been to Kampala, is there any, is it business as normal? Because know very well, much as we say this is not a political show, but we cannot evade it that given the fact that we've been in elections and comfortably very well went and cast its vote. I went and casted my vote.
In fact, I still have the paint on my finger.
Yeah. Sure. So the paint was legit. And I mean, so how is the mood so far? Are you happy with what you so far have? Are you disappointed with so far what you think? Or it's business as usual, we have to continue? Davares,
There are a few minor upsets here and there, especially the outcomes
Yeah.
in the MP elections.
Yeah.
But as far as the president is concerned,
Yeah, you're happy
everything is as it was expected.
as it was planned.
Steady progress.
Said the progress. And so is there any gain that you're protecting?
Of
Because
course.
the essence was protecting the gains.
Mm.
And the Ugandans have really affirmed that statement
Mm.
that indeed protecting the gains, not in Uganda,
Yeah,
protecting the gains.
we have been protecting our gains.
Mhm.
What of your NL?
True. There are gains that have to be protected.
Yeah.
There are tenders, there are contracts.
Yeah.
So we have to protect them. I'm happy of the outcomes of these elections.
Mhm.
I can't complain. I thought the internet shutdown would affect me so much, but no,
It was business as usual.
it was business as usual.
Yeah.
It did come back briefly, which gave me a window to do the things I had to do and send the work I had to send.
Mhm.
Can't tell a man.
So and then when you look into the of course if you look at very well that these elections were happening at the same time when AFCON was also ongoing.
Yes.
So for starters is that in the same period we managed to witness the semi-finals, and that was for starters we had a game between Senegal and Egypt, where Egypt was comfortably eliminated or put in its rightful place after Sadio Mane scoring a stunner or a miraculous goal or maybe a chance goal. Personally, I wanted Egypt to go through. I mean, given the fact that you say for the first time watching Africa Cup, I'm not saying that Salah has put in all his energy and efforts in trying to be a true African. In the previous season, you saw that it was all over the referees. It was everywhere, but different from this time is chasing the ball, and he has really been active. And I know is that the favoritism, I mean, we've seen it, what happened to, what is that guy's name? Messi, when they were taking World Cup. You saw there was some form of favoritism for Argentina.
Yeah.
And I would expect it to be the same case, but unfortunately, differently, Africa wasn't doing the same thing. So, Double Race, are you shocked that Senegal managed to hammer Egypt? Or it was business as usual?
No, actually, what surprised me was Egypt made it that far. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I thought that it would get eliminated around the round of 16. Or at most, if it went very far, the quarterfinals. But surprisingly, it made it to the semis. Though, me personally, so my review is going to be biased. I'm supporting Senegal. After Uganda was eliminated, my next team has been Senegal. So, and when I watched that game, I felt like Senegal was better.
Yeah, indeed.
They were better than
yeah,
Egypt. Though the goal was luck.
Yeah.
There was some sort of luck out of that goal because, it was the first shot was blocked. And then somehow, somewhere, the ball landed on Mane's foot.
Yeah.
And then he just hammered it into the back of the net. But I would say Egypt really played well. I commend them. I commend Salah.
Yeah, but you know very well in the start of that game, you notice very well that Egypt were out of the game. I don't know where they were playing defensive, or maybe they wanted the game to go into penalties whereby they would take that as another advantage. Literally, Egypt showed that they were afraid of Senegal. But then later on, when the game was about to end, after Senegal scoring, you saw Egypt opening up and they were becoming something different.
Yeah, because now Senegal was protecting the gains. And Egypt had to come at them. So
Because right now, Senegal was protecting the gains.
that their gains
Yeah.
that I achieved earlier by Mane scoring the goal. But anyway, tough luck for them.
Okay.
Hopefully they do better
On the finals.
AFCON here in Uganda. Hopefully
Yeah.
we'll be hosting Egypt. I hope.
And you comfortably be able to go.
Yeah, I have to watch Salah. And I hope during that time we'll be allowed to go with Manila chats in the pitch. I have things I want to say to those guys.
But when Salah, wouldn't he have been retired? I mean,
It's 2 years. Who knows anyway?
Anything can happen.
Yeah, we shall wait and see. NL, what do you think of that game?
It was a tough one, but I feel like the outcome that happened was supposed to be the outcome. Because if it wasn't for that, we have members among us who would not let us rest.
Of course.
So we are glad
Egypt
it happened. Yes.
So
they support Liverpool, so
it saved you from that.
That.
Then NL, when you look at Morocco and Nigeria, very classic game.
Yes.
Fortunately that Nigeria had to exit. You know very well Nigeria has been beefing Uganda. In fact, in the beginning we were saying that Uganda, instead of Uganda, Gabon would have come instead.
Or Ghana.
You get. So surprisingly, Morocco hammers Nigeria. Of course, in the penalty spots. Are you shocked?
No.
Are you surprised?
No. I am not surprised or shocked. I feel like Nigeria doesn't have the best game at football compared with Morocco. So yes, that outcome was expected.
That outcome is expected. Now, NL, Senegal versus Morocco.
I won't give it.
You know very well that Morocco are the hosts.
Yes.
And they are home. And I suspect that pitch is going to be 90%, if not 99%, Morocco fans.
Yes. But they have no chance against Senegal.
This game, FYI, this game is coming in today at 7, right?
Yeah.
These are the AFCON finals. So NL, Morocco versus Senegal. Morocco hosting.
100 and in fact 20, in fact 30. In fact, let's say 75.8% sure it is Senegal.
Your justification on that?
Have you seen their squad?
I've seen their squad, but they have been struggling. They hammered Mali. Was it Mali? 1-0.
1-0.
And Mali at quarters, right? Was more of the underdogs. Then they came to the semis. They hammered Egypt 1-0. Okay? Again, Egypt came in as underdogs.
Yes, and then they are going to again hammer at Morocco 1-0 in penalties.
So, Davoris, are you surprised with what NL is saying?
He's very confident in his answer, but for me, I'm going to be 50-50. I'm not sure who's going to take the game. Morocco might win. Senegal might win. The last time Senegal made it to the final, they won.
Exactly. They hammered Egypt.
Yeah. So, right now, I'm not sure who's going to take the AFCON of 2025.
So you're 50-50?
Yeah, I'm 50-50. Could go either way.
But you said you die hard for Senegal. Why don't you give it to Senegal?
Of course. I'm supporting Senegal, but again, you can't just make your opponents look weak because you want to take the trophy. It still remains that Morocco is not an easy team.
Now, different from my thinking from you is that I'm actually going in for Morocco. Not because they are light-skinned. We have one of the radio presenters who is usually comfortable comparing some of our African players with the Bible cover. Saying,
a phone charger.
A phone charger. So, not that, but given the talent that Moroccans have, and I believe and also the home base support, I believe it's Morocco going to merge as champions. And colleagues, moving away from the finals, I don't know if there's anything I want to add on to the finals that is happening today. Of course, we're going to be watching the game. If UDCL doesn't disappoint us. Anything you want to say on that match?
No, I'm still 50-50.
You still 50-50 NL? You still go for Senegal 1-0?
175.
I'm not so sure of how it's going to happen, but just a quick one before we move away from AFCON is the playoffs for the third place that happened between Nigeria and Egypt, and of course this game went into penalty still.
Shootouts, yeah.
But Double Race, were you shocked?
No, I wasn't shocked. Actually, I think none of them showed that much passion in that game.
Yeah.
Remember, they both benched their crucial players,
Including
their
the
most talented players.
Yeah.
Nigeria benching Ndidi and Osimhen, and also Egypt benched Mamouche.
But Mamouche came on and Mo Salah was there. So Egypt was what was Nigeria trying to prove that Egypt is purely underdogs. Remember, Mo Salah was there full time in Egypt.
Because regardless of them benching their top players,
Yeah,
they managed to win the game.
Exactly.
In the penalty shootout.
Yeah,
So I don't know what happened to Salah. Normally he's a penalty specialist.
he's old.
I feel like in playoff like that,
Yeah,
the first penalty is very important
Yes, very crucial.
in team morale and everything. Once you miss it, you have killed the morale of whoever is coming.
But also the Nigerian guy missed the first penalty.
yeah, but at Double Race is that you notice that the first player the second person to take the penalty was Mo Salah. You know how much he earns a week?
I'm not sure.
A lot of money. Do you know how much the goalkeeper for Nigeria earns in a month?
Also not sure.
£500
Per week?
per month, and he's playing in a third division in South Africa. He managed to save a penalty which is worth it. $450,000. I mean pounds a week.
Per
I
week.
feel it was a lucky dive.
No. It was actually spot on. That's only penalty saved. You saw very well Double Race you were watching. If the
Saved
man was
multiple.
spot on. Exactly. And even the ones that he scored, I think only one person dived him in an opposite direction. Most of the other balls was going in the right spot. But what does that shows? Does it show that Salah is underrated? I mean, is overrated?
I know sometimes there's always a bad day in office.
You believe it was a bad day in office
Yeah,
for
for
him?
Salah, yes.
So at least would you recommend him for this World Cup, that he has really tried to prove that he's something for Africa?
Like him taking the MVP for
Yeah.
this tournament?
Yeah.
No. I think the MVP of the tournament should be given to the person who has actually won the whole tournament. So either someone from Morocco or Senegal.
So are you suspecting Sadio Mane?
Yeah, could be Mane.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't know, someone from Morocco.
Who? This guy who won the
Hakimi.
Hakimi.
Who's your MVP, NL?
Who else?
Sadio Mane.
If YNL is feeding in the studio, I don't know what is making you to feel.
My MVP is Nicholas Jackson.
No comments.
I think we need to just jump away from the MVP thing, such that we concentrate on something which is a little bit different. Now, colleagues, away from African football, away from the Manes, from the Salahs, etc., into the tech segment that we know very well, that we understand so much, expert at them, not by words.
Enthusiasts.
Tech enthusiasts, etc. Now, I want us to say, remember, this is something we chatted on, I think, in the episode, either episode 19 or probably 20. And we talked about BitChat and its functionality.
Yeah.
And over the weekend, we received the Vista, not over the weekend, within this week, I think, we received the Vista, and actually they had BitChat on their phone. And what did they say? It has not been working. We asked a question. Are you surprised? He was like, no, I'm not surprised, but the president said so, that we need to have what? Be chat on our phone and things are going to happen there. So I'm asking this question. Who is fooling who? Starting off with the NL.
Well, I feel like what the president anticipated.
Which president in specific?
The people's president. Let me just put it like that.
Okay.
The people's president.
Okay.
What he anticipated was a big number of people would get that application, which is quite unrealistic. To have the numbers of people with that application, for it to actually be effective, would have to be WhatsApp level.
But it did actually get the numbers.
That's what we think, but not really.
Yeah.
Not really. So it could have worked, but it would take a lot. So I do not know why he omitted out that traditional SMS and went for something like that.
Yeah, and you know what is strange is that Davores is that this is an app that is operating on PAN, personal area network.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And under that we know very well because we have Bluetooth. Bluetooth has never been long range. So why go ahead and then advise people, if you want to communicate, stick to this particular application. You actually even added it on his X account. You get. So I don't understand. Would you really be comfortable for someone like that to really mislead you, and then worst case scenario become your president?
Actually, that was going to be my next point.
Yeah.
We don't mean to be rude here,
Yeah.
or be like we are biased or anything. We are not in the government. No, this is a personal judgment that I'm giving out here.
Yeah.
I don't think a person who actually goes out there and tells people that using an app that uses Bluetooth
Yeah.
is going to work, I don't think I would feel comfortable
Yeah.
voting for you to be my next president,
Yeah,
where you have to plan for the whole economy.
Exactly.
When you have failed to do a small and valid plan for communication, you failed to create a communication channel, because they could have made BitChat work,
Yeah.
but it needed quite some good funds,
Yeah.
whereby you have to ensure that every personnel you're going to use has a smartphone with the BitChat installed, and you have to place them accordingly so that the communication line stays connected
Exactly. Now
within a
that.
10-meter range.
Yeah.
So, and if you didn't anticipate all of this, so you just went out there and told people to download BitChat, I don't think I'm comfortable having you as a president.
Yeah, and that was just to add on to what you're saying is that could it be that he actually lacks technocrats to advise him, or could it be that the entire party, when it comes to technology, they are completely a disappointment?
It comes to what I said earlier. He's not ready.
You're judging him on technology alone.
Because if you fail in technology, that's where we are going.
And
everything is becoming digital.
And you saw very well that one of the points that we are going to talk about at a later date is the technology shutdown. And you saw its impact.
Yeah.
You saw how everyone flows. But there was, you're still on your point.
Yes. The most important aspect right now in any economy is technology. Once you are failing at that, my friend, there's nowhere you're going. People are making transactions online, education online. Everything is now online, digital.
Yeah.
So if you can't even have some little knowledge about how things work, how exactly are you going to govern a whole nation?
Yeah, I mean, I will tell you point blank, I don't know why NL is quiet, but personally, I was so disappointed. And then you heard when we were discussing this on the tech show, on the tech pod previous, we said this thing, and we told him that in an event that the government decided to take the rightful mode to shut down the internet, that app is going to be extremely 100% useless.
Yeah.
But for some reason that it was there actually advertising for it.
It made no sense at all why you would leave SMSs. Because it would take a lot for
phone calls and
government
SMSs
to disable calling and SMSs. It would take a lot.
Yeah.
But for a bit chat, it just wasn't a smart move, and yeah.
Well, and then we discussed on this on the previous show. What do you advise our so-called opposition fellows to do? I mean, to me, they seem to be all so down, so low when it comes to tech. Their idea is just talk and talk. I mean, anyone can pick a mic and start talking, which is exactly what we are doing now.
It's because that is where their strength is.
But can you let such individuals in charge?
No, their strength is in speech.
But are we going to just be speaking?
But the world isn't governed by mobilization.
They are of the front propaganda, which isn't a smart move. Yeah, so they have to now make a tactical move on how to actually win, other than putting it to propaganda. Propaganda is a bet, it's a chance, it's all about hope.
Yeah, but you see, NL is what is surprising is that this entire election we're actually literally going to be technology based. Okay, starting from they mentioned about the B chat. Okay, that's one. Now within the EC we had the biometric machines. That is still technology. And so far, the few information I've had about them or about what the opposition fellows are saying, there was no time to educate people to use the biometric machines. Colleagues, remember that is also technology.
Yeah.
When it came to the polling day, the biometric machines misbehaved. Knowing that they were not working, and that has to be put on record.
They were working.
They were working. But what came into an issue? Authentication issues. That the particular biometric machine was configured to work with an ID of a certain operator. So now, given the fact that we are being thrown here, thrown there, not in a proper chain, people could not log on to the biometric machines because they didn't have access. They needed to bring them back, reconfigure the biometric machines, then to vote. And if we had stick to the biometric machine, they were not going to work. So, few things I want to ask. One, again, the opposition were completely caught off guard. No one will talk about technology in their elites that they have. That is challenge one. Challenge two, the IT fellows in EC
didn't even do a test.
What is happening? What procedure is there to let go something out there in the world to use? And you literally know very well that the standard procedure to operate those particular biometric devices, they must be ABCD. That didn't happen. So, the opposition fellows, the so-called ones, they are competing, didn't see that.
Yeah, they never talked about that. I didn't hear any of them talk about that. Because guess what? If you want a fair vote, those machines would have worked in their favor.
Exactly.
Because the tallying would be automatic.
Thank you.
We don't need people to go to tally centers.
Yeah.
No. Once you input your vote, it automatically tallies it into the system. And so they are auto-counted. So by the end of the day, at around 5 or 6, the president would be declared immediately. Yeah. There's no need to say, we are waiting for Morata, or we are waiting for Chiruhura, or Umbale. No.
But we keep on Not forgetting that each system has a super user. Let's say super user.
Of course. Yes, there is.
So honestly, it would actually be way easier to rig.
No,
with
not
the
really.
system.
Not really NL. NL, I would disagree with you here. Here is the... Okay, I don't want to say we are expert at rigging or whatever or something like that. But we want to compare a manual register versus a digital register. Okay? Now, with a digital... Actually, if we had successfully used the biometric machines, meaning that in any coming elections, we would have saved the money for printing money registers.
Yeah.
Agree?
Yes,
That's
true.
step one.
That's
Now,
true.
step two is that you can print copies of the same voting ballots. They can be pre-ticked.
Yes.
With the biometric, if NL has voted, that is it.
There's only one input.
There is only one NL.
No, but the thing with
You cannot tick other NLs.
the thing with about that issue of, let's say you have your extra copies of ticked ballot papers.
Yeah.
And they won't work on the machine.
No,
Yeah.
how are you going to get those extra ticked into the ballot box, which is in the public? How? Because those votes are counted there.
Now,
in
I-
the-
You know,
and-
I had the guys at the polling stations vote before any other voter.
yes.
Are you the one who brings those buckets?
No,
those ballot
they
boxes?
be there. The people be there. The people already be at the station when they carry out that.
I get
exercise.
NL. You know, NL, one thing you need to know is that there are very many dark corners.
Yeah.
First and foremost, when they are transporting these ballots, are we there?
No,
No, answer the question. Are we there?
no. We do not need to actually be there when they're transporting them from the
Exactly.
because they do the counting then,
Exactly.
and then they send that figure straight.
Exactly. Now, remember, they sign on the what they call the DR form. And you know very well NL that I can comfortably sign as NL.
Now that is where
Now, that where the technology comes in is that if it has been designed the way we know technology is designed, a single manipulation on any record will be flagged.
Yeah. There should only be one input on the machine.
Yeah.
And that machine should see that this is NL and NL voted for so and so. And that's it. Once it goes in the system, no one should be able to edit.
Exactly. So the same thing applies to our money in the banks. A few transactions are supposed to happen on that money. Should there any weird individual comes and then be like, okay, there was this request here, why? Like, it is highly sensitive information, highly sensitive data that a single alteration of it should fire a trigger across multiple stakeholders. Could even be a chain of command, like 6 to 8 people in that line. So, again, we are taking it back, and is that this opposition that we have, is it really worth it to be an opposition? Or it is just, they are just decoys?
If they are decoys, I wouldn't disagree.
I don't think they would be decoys.
There is a lot of incompetence.
And decoy meaning that
In
they
their
are
activity.
just there to showcase that they are literally opposition, but then in reality, we don't have anything called an opposition.
I don't think so.
They are real.
They are real.
They are just not knowledgeable.
They're just
They
incompetent.
are just not as smart as they think they are. They are just not smart.
They think they are smart?
They believe to be smart. And now that is the issue, is that they are dealing with other people who are also not smart.
No.
The other people are extremely smart.
They are very, very smart.
Very smart.
My friend.
Their subjects aren't smart.
They are
No.
smart.
No?
Did you know that those machines not working falls into their favor?
In always. It does. It depends.
On what?
It depends, because them thing not working could have helped them, that it could have been a rigged system, or it could have been in their favor, and it wasn't a rigged.
Enel, I want you to focus on this. Who issues out a device that is going to be utilized, okay, in a very sensitive area, and you didn't run a single test on them at all?
No, they
Who
said
does that?
that some machines did work.
No,
Jobs.
Davares, 5% of those machines working. Does that make sense to you?
No,
Is this statistically right for you to say 5% of the machines worked?
But
the
we,
95 of the machine didn't work. What is that?
Actually, we saw some post when they were recruiting some guys who are going to work on those machines.
Yeah.
So by default, would expect them, you go there and then you get your fingerprint scanned, everything, so that that machine is made so that you can log onto it. You as its handler.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, the right word is true. Each machine had a handler. Yes.
So if you recruit guys and then they come and then they can't log onto the system, what are we doing?
but no, they would have airlifted. But no, that's
Airlifted what NF? Remember, the machines are
The
offline
machines
in
to go
nature.
and pre-configure?
You get, they are pre-configured before they head to the field, which is also weird, but it's okay. We understand. Okay, so the database is populated prior that device hits the ground.
Yes.
Which work, according to the rumors, they say that was done perfectly. So I'm asking myself a question: who did upload to those devices? That going to the field, they knew, because they are SOPs for all of those machines. So that was mistake one. So where were our opposition fellows?
Nowhere to be seen.
They are gambling, talking,
Bit chat.
you download the bit chat, which is, again, which didn't work.
Yeah.
So don't you think that's a serious loophole?
For our opposition, and are you
say
starting to,
actually for everyone.
to accept that they are decoys?
I feel like the opposition would have just made a deal with most, like Airtel and MTN, to make the SMS bundles cheaper. That would have been way more effective. Way more effective. But as I said, they think they're smart people, but they're not smart.
Because now now, Eda, when you say Airtel and the so-called MTN, is that they are governed by the government, so they cannot participate in such.
But it would have been a better move than promoting BitChat.
An app that they don't even have any idea of how it was designed, how it was developed. Is it designed by a Ugandan?
No. We
So why?
haven't yet reached there.
What do you mean by where we'll kick you on this podcast? What do you mean we haven't yet reached
We
there?
haven't yet reached there.
So you're seeing, colleagues, if we take home, is that we have a very serious problem. The way the world is moving, we are in what they call the information era, right?
Yeah.
So if we're in the information era, why can't the so-called people trying to join the information era?
You see, those guys in the government always keep telling people to make research and they're laughing at them.
Yeah.
Because they have all the info and the knowledge required to execute whatever they want to execute. And then for you come from nowhere. And then you're like, you know what? There's an app that uses Bluetooth. It's going to work.
Yeah.
With all the ignorance. You don't know how Bluetooth actually works. But then you want to recommend something that you don't know how it works.
Exactly.
That is wrong.
That was blunder one. Then it came to the biometric. Again, they are being challenged.
Because as the opposition, it's your job to oppose everything that the government issues. Whether it is going to work or not, as long as you see a loophole, you have to dig into it.
And then the idea of them talking so much. I mean, what happened to conspiracy? What happens to keeping quiet?
You know?
Why? You guys, we've successfully connected to the internet, even the fact that government has shut it down, and the help of that person who has not connected to the internet.
There is so much wrong in the opposition. And then he was making that trip to where? To Luwelo. Was it Luwelo?
Yeah.
And then the guy, wherever he was passing, it's as if those police guys wanted him to go through either way. They made some funny roadblocks whereby you could go around them and then continue on his journey.
Yeah.
And when, if you want to stop someone, you can.
Yeah.
With all the power and the equipment you have. You have tear gas. You have military power.
Yeah.
You have police power.
Yeah.
You can actually block off anything that goes towards that side. But I think they leave some routes open so that it's made to be real. Like this guy was stopped on the road and then he tried going inside into some shortcuts. And I think.
So, Double S, you're trying to say this whole operation thing is a scripted something that we are trying to move with.
A facade. A stage of our time. It's entertainment.
Exactly. To me, that's how it looks. I mean, people are not serious.
It's entertainment. Now, have you ever seen something like that happen in Westj's era?
No.
I don't know how many times the guy was thrown in jail.
Yeah.
Every time the guy was stopped, his car was towed.
Exactly. Hammered like beyond literally repair, but somehow the car would survive. But they would hammer it through whatever at it.
So for me, I don't know, but I think either the opposition has to get serious or let them stop wasting our time.
Yeah. Let the government rule as they want us to be. I mean, look at the numbers for MPs in the so-called coming parliament. The NRM is coming close to 90%.
Yeah.
So is that a parliament? NL?
It's not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Instead of giving people wrong information out there, you guys protest against the. I mean, you were comfortably won.
But by the way, and for some people like us, we are neutral.
Yeah.
We go with whoever shows most potential.
Exactly.
If you're doing your manifests and interviews, speak sense.
Yeah.
And you can bet on me to vote for you.
Exactly.
That's all I need. I don't need you to go and do campaigns and shout all over the place. No. If you're not interview and you've been questioned.
Even last election, their main strategy was to get as many NUP people as they could in the parliament, but they still failed.
Exactly. They still failed. And if you look at them very well, if they really have statisticians in there, and I'm talking about statisticians, real statisticians, not political fellows that they want to say, okay, I will give you the ticket. No. They should tell them that they are on a downward fall. This time they are falling 50% of their previous performance. That's very weird. And what has happened to NRM? Shoot high. You saw their so-called favorite districts. You saw what happened to the NRM candidate. And if you're not shocked or surprised, come these coming elections, the whole map is going to be yellow.
Yeah. I also think so.
It's sad, but it's true.
Yeah, and
these guys have failed to learn that Museveni has used a tactic that even they have failed to use. They focus so mainly in the central, of which they haven't even won that much in the central.
The MP for Kampala Central now is NRM.
Exactly.
Kampala Central.
And Double S, do you know who was hammered?
My guy, the one and only. Sarah is tall.
And before Sarah is tall, because you know very well that one was a joker. But before that guy, do you know who else was hammered? The so-called who? Secretary Wati.
But the fact that Ugandans didn't vote for Luzi, and Ugandans have a habit of voting for whoever makes them happiest the most, shows that this time round they were voting with purpose.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I was telling you that these guys won the ballot fair and square.
But can you blame them?
No.
Because let's talk about MPG. Is it Mawokota?
Yeah.
So Hildeman went in the last term for Mawokota.
Yeah.
Did you see Dr. Hildeman anywhere?
I think these guys thought they were
suggesting anything or even doing something maybe communal.
Nothing.
And what's the fellow again?
That's what I'm saying. This time people are voting with purpose. They were not just voting because they know you are popular.
Smart, you are a musician. You're
No. Look at it, Munyagwa. Everyone loves Munyagwa.
Yeah.
But yes, you are funny. You are good. We would want you there. But
actually, if you went back for the MP post, you would have gone through.
No. This time people were voting.
Yeah, but colleagues. Other than that, one key point our viewers want to note here that there is a problem when it comes to technology in this country.
Yes.
We have people who are just going to talk. Countries are developing. You heard sometime back URA was taxing apps. Because of technology, people are making money.
Yes.
Whatever Zuckerberg is rich because of just a Facebook application. Look at X. So and what is so magical in those applications?
Actually,
now when you come here, the guys are talking about tech, but they are useless. They don't see the impact of tech in whatever things that they are doing. That's why the government say, okay, no problem. These guys are pharaohs. Now, continuing, the EC this time showcased results on a sophisticated dashboard. Telling them that they are saying, where are you getting those numbers from? Like, no, the dashboard is there. Yes. You can dip down, drill down, see sub-counter. You saw the guy when you were watching, you saw showing it on the TV.
Yeah, comfortably.
So, did the so-called opposition have access to that? Did the so-called opposition knew what logistics was inside those computations? Did the so-called whatever, where they know that the numbers are entered here, this is how they are computed, this is how they are evaluated, or they are like, oh my God, this is so good, this is so perfect.
I have not also had any opposition member complain about that system.
Yeah.
All I've heard them saying is that the information is fake.
So are you surprised for them not to complain about that system? Are you surprised?
No, again, that's what we said. Instead of focusing on what they have to focus on, the main aspect, the main points, the important things about something, all they do is talk.
Yeah.
They're good at talking.
Yeah.
But about the useless stuff.
Yeah.
So you don't even know how the system works. You don't know what visualization tool they are using. For you, first things to say is the data is fake.
Yeah.
Really?
And you know NL is, WS is that even in there the numbers could actually be computed wrongly.
Yes.
And when they were, I don't know why they were not asking. Oh, because you're going in a free and fair election. Anything that tagged to elections, the two entities or the many entities are supposed to be aware to a point of looking at how these figures are being computed inside the year. What if the figures are biased?
Yes, you have to know how the system works. How is the data being entered before you say it's fake?
Yeah.
And after they show you how it's being entered, you compare
exactly
to what you have, what your agents gave you.
Yeah.
And if you see it's different, then come to us. Come to us and say, don't believe what you're seeing because so and so is fake. Based off this and this and this. We got these figures from this polling station and this is what they have, which is wrong. They have no proof.
Again, it goes back to technology. I don't know, you guys, are you seeing the role of tech, the role of IT in these things that are happening? And if people have not yet seen that, let the government rule as much as it wants.
Because I remember after Biabakama declaring some results, he was like, the system is going to be displayed.
Exactly.
And everyone who is here
can have access, yes. Through their touch screens.
With the system. And if they actually access that system, because I believe there are some oppositional agents there, right?
Of course they were there, yeah.
They would have said the data is wrong. I haven't had that anywhere. Maybe it's because the internet is off, I don't know. But have you had any of that?
No, we've not seen anything like that,
No, not really.
See, so here is the thing. You want to govern a country, there are some important sectors you need to put focus on.
Exactly.
Technology, health, transport. And when these people are talking, they don't even hit any of those sectors.
No, they do, but in a few of their campaigns. I've heard the People's President speak about the education sector, but it was in one rally. So ideally, it isn't their main agenda, but it was included in their manifesto.
Yeah, but NL, a quick one, okay? We have the so-called opposition giants that have been in this forever and ever. The likes of the man who stole the 500 million. People have said, exit parliament. Go and feed on the 500 million that you ate. the likes of called the former MP for Chira. Is it former now? They've been talking ever since we started understanding. The likes of Abdul Kanto, remember this one was in some saga of it was a chair for some committee of some conspiracy somewhere. He took man and of recent even close to NRM. So the likes of Abwedi, this one was one time even a presidential candidate. Then he Sechikubo, then he made Daddy, and then one guy called the Asuman or something like that. So when these guys talk, the young us feel like, oh my God, these are the guys. Yeah. But to me, it's like they don't even know what they're talking about. But now Ugandans have woke up and these guys have been wasting our time.
They're all talk.
They have been jokers.
I'm still trying to process how someone steals 500 million Ugandan shilling. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you. And then they are like, I found the money in my house.
I honestly don't think I may make that money in my lifetime.
You get?
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. But someone saw it in a fry. And FYINL is that this is what we know. There are billions that we don't know about.
Billions keep on missing.
Did you hear how much the biometric machines costed?
It was a lot.
TBD, that topic, TBD. Now, colleagues, moving on forward, you see the role of tech. Third role on tech was internet shutdown. And WS has a point of saying, opposition teina chidako.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. So they shut down the internet. So what happened?
Nothing happened.
Exactly. And then you say
we stayed offline and watched the news.
Exactly. And then you want us to put those people in power.
Even for the BitChat app, they had no backup plan.
Exactly.
When the internet came on, I heard how they were saying there were people who were killed. But I don't think that a soldier is going to just wake up in the morning and he says, you know what? I feel like shooting someone today.
Yeah.
Actually, the general told them, usually you like going around and throwing stones
exactly
to those guys, jumping on them, trying to hit them. And he said this time round, proceed.
Or at your own risk.
At your own risk.
Why would you proceed? Yes, they are here to serve and protect us. But if you are a threat to them, they also have to protect themselves.
Not only to them, you are a threat to your fellow Ugandans.
Because remember,
vandalization of stuff.
Exactly.
There is
looting. You may exactly yes.
So because I think they expect them to just stand there and accept to be beaten, abused. As I told you, they are not as smart as they think they are.
Those guys that came here to our polling station, did they shoot anyone?
No.
Why? No one made chaos.
Exactly. They actually came, and people were there, very many, chanting all sorts of noises. But the guys came, did an observation,
looked around.
They saw like no one is making any chaos. They jumped on their car and went.
So if for you,
peaceful,
you were shot, that means you did something.
You provoked them.
Of course.
So are you not saying that indeed now the internet shutdown starting from WS and of course in the context of the opposition?
Our opposition.
Because even as we speak now, it is nearly partial. And to me, the why not that's basically as useless as being on.
Opposition, I don't think they have anything that they are going to do. Because throughout the whole election process, they have been quiet. Ever since no one has come out to say anything that maybe, you have to console your supporters and your voters. Be like, this time this and this happened, but you know what? This is our next step. No one is coming out to say anything. Even those so-called giants that have lost their posts, I think they're still in shock.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah.
I think they are still in shock. But you need to come out and give us what's next in your agenda. Because remember, regardless of you losing, you still have your loyal supporters.
True.
Loyal voters. So right now, they are there hanging. They are like, what's next?
They don't know what is next because literally they don't have any experience in governing the government. NL, are you surprised you always are opposition in Dako? From the technology perspective?
To what I know next, after the next 5 years, of course they are still going to come back. But I don't think it's going to be anything different. It's going to be the same old things where we want change, we want this, we want that.
So, colleagues, before we move away from this point, I don't know if we've delayed on this point, but it was necessary, is that, 5 years back, we are experiencing the same experience that we are going through now. 5 years down the road, our so-called competitors have not done anything. They came back with the same script.
Yeah,
exactly.
What advice would you want to give them 5 years forward if you fast track forward?
Let them use these 4 years to actually learn something.
How to exit.
No,
make them to exit.
If they want to come back and if it's their passion, I'm not going to tell them to quit. But if you really want this and you really want to change our governance, please make research. Have you ever seen our president talking?
Yeah.
Regardless of the topic you bring.
Yeah.
You'll have something to say.
Exactly.
Whether it's technology.
Yes.
Whether it's transport.
Yes.
Whether it's industrialization. Anything, trade, export, import. And he will tell you the changes they have made so that they make this better. You
heard when our president, when he was talking about the cable internet and the cable fiber.
When the Gen Zs approached him.
Exactly. Were you surprised?
Yeah, of course I was like.
Now you go and talk to your fellow who advises fellows to download ChatGPT, knowing very well that it is using Bluetooth for communication.
I think actually even some of them don't know that it uses Bluetooth. They were just told this thing is going to work for you. And they're like, okay, there's an app that works.
Yeah.
And then reaching the shutdown, the thing is not working.
Is this how all political parties are? Like they don't have anyone to do, like the head of tech, head of IT, and these people being non-political.
Man, what does that tell you? Is this still for the people? Or for me and my stomach?
It's actually for you and your stomach. Anyway, away from that, we've seen one take home is that we've been disappointed in technology, but the people also called that they're fighting for the government, and the government has always been miles ahead of them. Yeah. And if they continue in that trail, they will forever be like that.
Of course.
So it's better off saying, you know what, leave the thing, let the government rule, because the government is intelligent. And the people in government are also intelligent.
Yeah.
And that's why they are able to look all the possible ways to stay in power. Leadership comes from God.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Yeah.
It could be all gods making that biometric machines failed, that the so-called opposition doesn't have any tech failures in them, and for them they are not seeing that as being a problem.
Of course, there is also a Baganda saying, Katonda yamba ye yamba.
Yeah, thank you. Yes.
He's going to be on your side if you're doing something to help yourself.
Valid or not valid?
Very, very, very valid.
All right. So, colleagues, let's move away from the tech. That's the tech segment. You had our points in there. Keeping in mind, we're not just talking like other people are talking. We are expert. We are professional in this sector for tech.
We can bring evidence that we actually know what we are talking about.
We are not just saying things.
Okay, so then, colleagues, let's get into our fourth segment, and we'll be focusing on the results that happened there. That is EPL results that happened between Game Week 21 and Game Week 22. But before that, I want us to look at Carabao Cup briefly, because time is literally not running on our side. We'll have another segment for tech in the upcoming segments where we'll discuss more on the actual winners and losers and how adamant or naive our operation is in relation to technology. So let us first focus on the Carabao Cup. Starting off the first round, Carabao Cup happened. And first round we had Man City and Newcastle, where Man City comfortably hammered Newcastle 2-0 NL. Are you shocked with those results for Man City?
Yes, I didn't expect them to concede those goals, but it did happen. So that goes to show you how important it is for a team to be at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then NL, double S. Arsenal hammering Chelsea 2-0. 3-2 rather.
No, the win was obvious. What shocked me was that they managed to concede 2 goals. For Arsenal, that is not good.
Maybe they bought the underdogs. Arsenal bought the second team. You know, in Chelsea, Palmer wasn't near even the touchline. Yeah. So are you shocked?
Yeah, but I think he's getting back into it.
Okay. Then I'll start from you, Double S. FA Cup. Brighton versus Man United. 2-1.
That was no shock. I'm a United fan, and I'm comfortably saying this. Manchester United losing to Brighton shouldn't shock anyone.
Why?
Because we've lost to us.
2 players of Man United cost the entire players of Brighton.
No, actually, they have some good players like Mitoma.
But
Baliba is worth
they are good players.
Euros.
If you look at their salaries, if you get Captain Fantastic, if you get a few fellows in Man U, like 4 guys in Man U can actually pay up the entire Brighton
payroll list.
But this is the same person who is hyping his team for
the
the Gunners.
Because we are yet to go there at NL. Is that I think when they lost to 2-1, you know, there's that guy, what was his name?
Fletcher.
They have been saying that he talking about Man United on the podcast. You think you're great until when you put on the touchline. So that is what happened to Fletcher. He has been talking, abusing all the coaches that Man United had ever since Ferguson left. Like, it is okay.
It's your time.
And try out. And you saw what the guy did. Anyway,
the best he did was get us 1 point.
Exactly. And that was in FA Cup. So when we get to EPL, we look at the results for game week 21. Of course, Arsenal and Liverpool drew. NL. These draws that Arsenal is making, are they what? Because you are an Arsenal diehard. Are you getting worried?
It was a big team.
If before you begin in your time that you've supported Arsenal, have you ever seen a trophy that Arsenal has won?
I've only had myths.
The many years that you have, you've never seen a club winning a trophy.
Yes.
Aren't you surprised when these guys are playing in your your first trophy for the years that you have?
Honestly, if Arsenal doesn't take the cup, because it normally has a blunder it does at the end of the season, if it does it this time round, then I will have lost 100% faith in Arsenal in taking the trophy.
Oh, you banned the jerseys. You should have jerseys for Arsenal.
I didn't buy one this season.
You want them to win?
I want them to first at least win. That's when I'll go out and I'll buy them and I'll say, this is the jersey we won.
Okay. And then Double S, Man United and Burnley drawing. That's the draw that you follow. But first he lost to Brighton, then he drew against the Burnley, then he was fired. Surprise?
For that, I don't know what to say, but for starters, most of the players weren't available. Those of Ahmad.
I beg your pardon.
Mbeumo.
So Mbeumo and Ahmad, that is it?
Of course, they're crucial.
Those are African. Remember, there is one time when they said there is no big impact do the African players add on to the EPL clubs. True or false?
False.
So, Double S, why
They
are
had a
you
lot of
giving,
impact
why
on
are you
our
giving
team.
the justification that
It is
Man U
true.
losing was because Mbeumo and then the one and only Amad Diallo who played
yes.
who played whatever he wanted to play on Ivory Coast were the people that you need to get your momentum.
Yeah, of course, we needed them. And you see what happened when they were back.
So are you saying the Europeans are wrong?
Of course.
The African
Yes.
players are strong?
Especially that ignorant Italian coach.
Yes.
You know, he said that only North Africa knows how to play football, and the rest of us are garbage.
Yeah.
But does he know where Cameroon is located?
That could be a fellow who knows that Africa is one country.
Yeah. Could
So
be.
blame him less. His brain could be stopping at that.
But anyway, for United, I want to say this. Never count a United win before the match is over. You know that saying, eh? Never count your chicks before your eggs hatch or something like that. So before the game is over, even yesterday we were leading 2-0, but for me I was still on pressure.
Now that you've talked about the results for Game Week 22, and to me, and Double S and Ene, we watched this game together. Man U was undefeatable.
Yeah, of course.
Man U was anything that I've not seen. People were dodging, people were crossing. There's even, remember one time you guys made noise when they circled up a few Man State fellows. And that game to me would have even ended like 5-0.
But guess what? They are still the same players that were losing on Amorim's era.
And Carrick.
Okay, maybe it's a different formation. But it's the same
They
team.
are the same players, they are the same
players.
team, same pitch. So is it a conspiracy that Man U players usually do to make the other coaches get fired?
No, I think it is the coach who just fails to understand the players, then the players resort to that, because it's not a coincidence that all of them just suddenly heal and come back. No, that issue must come straight from the coach, because I don't think the players themselves also want to put bad on the coach, so it must come straight from the coach onto the players.
But you know it's not the coach's job to understand the player.
No, it is his job. It is 100% his job.
No, it is you, the player, to fall into the coach's
No.
It is actually. It is, yes. That's how
I
it's
feel like
supposed
the coach is like the human resource. The human resource is supposed to supposed to understand your people.
No, it's like you watched Money Heist,
Yes.
and the leader of the gang was called the professor.
Yes.
And it was your job to do what the professor says.
Exactly.
So it's the same thing here. The coach is the mastermind.
Yes.
He creates the gameplay.
Exactly.
He creates
Yes.
the playbook.
Yes.
Remember NL before. Remember that we no longer have talented footballers out there. These are blackboard footballers. The way we went to blackboard and they taught you trigonometry or
history,
or
Hitler.
F equals to MA. So these guys, it's the same concept that the coach is telling them. I want you in that number, and you're going to move like this, like this, like this. When you get the ball, you have to give it. If the other person has the ball, this one should be in this position. If we lose the ball, you should be in this position here and there. So those ones guys you see on the pitch, they are move like this, they are move like dummies.
But I feel like as a coach, you should understand each player's strength and weakness.
Yes, and the coach do.
And of course they do. And it's your job to do what he has told you, because he knows what you can do for him.
But the double race is that Amorim said he was actually a coach,
Not the manager.
not the manager. That's what Amorim said. So you could also have your justification right. Meaning that sometimes you might think these guys are actually managers that are telling players this is how you're going to play, when they're actually the ones who are supposed to be on the touch and make 4-ups, jump left, jump right, when there's another manager somewhere who is invisible in nature. Case in study is the Man United.
Actually, I saw some comments. Some guy was saying, someone was bragging about Mbappe being in Madrid. and the guy made a comment and said, wait and see what he does to something about like your squad.
Yeah.
Because I think wherever Mbappe is, he wants to dictate everything.
Exactly. I also had something
He
similar.
wants to dictate who's going to play and who's going to get benched.
Is
who's
that
going to be bought and who's going to be
exactly
sold, you know?
Is that why Xavi Alonso resigned or left? I know we didn't go into that side, but something like that happened for Real Madrid. Their coach was fired. And Enel also said something, they also said something similar. Something weird is that when the coach disappeared for Amorim, all the players came back.
Like
all those injured players were back on the team. You saw Enel, best player in the world.
Harry!
You saw what happened. We saw what he was doing in that game.
He was playing top notch.
Exactly. And the guy, they have said he has been injured.
His first game, he was playing as if he has been playing for the whole season. Yet he came back on that game.
But it was a big game to miss. It was a big game.
But how do you come back and your first game you're playing top notch and even you play 90 minutes?
Because it is a big game.
Usually they give them smaller minutes so that fewer minutes so that they can monitor them.
Sir Alex was present.
He has always been present.
That should be the worm for Man United. He could be a Trojan horse.
But again, keep this in mind. I hope you guys don't kill yourself the next game week. You know, usually NL wants to climb gates. Hope this time it won't be the other way around.
We beat you. Who won in the thing?
Climbing, trying to get out. That was Amorim. My friend, this is Kali.
Colleagues, we are going to get into the games for the upcoming game week at the later date. I want us to look at Liverpool drawing against Burnley, and then Nottingham Forest drawing Arsenal. This is the second time in a row Arsenal is drawing. And every time they drew, they lose points. You're lucky that Manchester lost to the losers.
No. Actually, we are in the 5th place. Going into Champions League.
As long as you are not in the top 4. No.
We are going to be in the top 5.
Okay. So, NL and WS, since now we were discussing about NL climbing fences, I want us that to be our match. That is Man United versus Arsenal. And like in your opening statement that you say is that Arsenal or NL is an Arsenal diehard should climb the fence. Remember, this game is coming on Sunday, 25th Jan. That is literally next week. And it's starting at 19:30 East African time. Arsenal home. NL. You heard what the Wallace is saying. Agree or disagree? Are you climbing a perimeter wall?
We can't concede to Man United at the Emirates.
Usually, he climbs coming inside. This time round, he will be going out.
We cannot.
NL, what justification do you have? You saw what these guys played against Man City.
Yes.
Outbeat Man City 101+%.
It is exactly what I want to use. Never underestimate a team that has hatred that goes way past 10 years at their home. Manchester could not concede to Man City at Old Trafford. They had to do whatever it takes. The same way Arsenal is not going to concede to Man U at the Emirates.
My friend, welcome to the new Manchester.
The Carrick Manchester.
Yes.
Protecting the gains.
Winning is our new normal. Just so you should know.
If that game was at Old Trafford, yes.
Did you hear his statement? Says winning is the new norm. Anyway, so we have several matches that are beginning on 20th of Jan. One is West Ham coming in at 15:30. That is an early kickoff versus Sunderland. What's your bet on that, NL?
Sunderland.
The double race, Burnley and Spurs coming in at 18 hours.
I'd say
Spurs.
I would say Burnley.
Say Burnley. Then Fulham and Brighton.
Fulham on Brighton. That looks like a draw.
I'm going to go
Keep it-
with Brighton.
Keep it by that Fulham hammered Chelsea 2-0 in the other game week.
I'm going to still
But
say it is
it
a
just
draw.
lost to Leeds. I'm going with Brighton.
You're going to be with Brighton. Then Man City against the Bottomers or Bottomers? Wolves.
I want to say Wolves, but Wolves has a way it's now becoming a big head. It's not conceding as much.
They drew against Man United. Very disappointed.
So
They drew against Arsenal, right?
Did they hammered
Is it West Ham?
West Ham?
yeah, so that is scary. I'm seeing a draw.
City. I'm going
I-
with Man City.
Will you still captain Haaland?
Of course.
Yeah, he will be the captain.
But you guys, I don't understand. Don't you learn anything? Actually, let me just first put a pause there. There is a time when I used my wild card. That is Man United, the losers, we are playing against Wolves. And someone gave me a podcast that I had to vote Lamens, I had to vote Dogu, I had to vote Cunha.
But this is what they are doing?
Oh my God, those guys disappointed me. Now, this time, I did the opposite, knowing that Man United is playing against Man City. I had Foden, I had Rain Diaz, and the one and only Cyborg. And guess what happened?
They blanked.
Manchester played as if they are a fourth division team.
I know they played well, but
No, against losers who are become the number one club in EPL now as we speak.
no.
But I would want to say let us also learn from history of last game week. The disadvantages of not having Haaland captain and everyone else has him captain.
We are going to. We are no. That was. We are going to come to that.
Actually,
We are going to come to that at a later date, and I will let you to recover that state. So the next is Bournemouth versus Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Bournemouth is Marine. Then Sunday we have Brentford, Nottingham Forest. That is an early
Close.
kickoff. It's coming in at 17 sharp.
But I'm going to go with Nottingham Forest.
Then Crystal Palace, Chelsea.
Chelsea.
The, NL, agree, disagree.
Yeah.
Then Newcastle, Aston Villa.
Aston Villa.
Of course, we already discussed about the Man U Arsenal game.
Which is obvious.
And then on Monday, 26th January, we have Everton versus Leeds.
It's going to be close, but I'm going to go
close.
with Everton.
Now, Enel, I want you to bring back your point that you had earlier.
Yes. We have to learn from history. Last season, we suffered when we didn't have Haaland. We just slant late. So having Haaland as a captain is a win-win. If we die with others. If we win with others.
And you've actually seen it happening this game week.
Yes.
Haaland blanked, but surprisingly, I'm above average so far.
Exactly.
Enel, you're above average. And then, of course, the unit is unimaginable.
Of course.
But still, I still stand on my point. We might remove a dictator.
Oh, your captain hasn't played.
He hasn't yet played. And the Indian is just not so far off. He's about 9 points. He's not so far off.
Enel, repeat your comment. You might
But Indian is leaving.
All right, so Enel is there fantasizing. Before we get into that, we're going to discuss about the Nama Vondo League. And then we see how the dictator is being overthrown. So one is that I want us to look at our teams that are happening. That will be game week 23. And then for starters, I will look into my team. Is that, of course, Pickford is playing with Leeds. I'm leaving him there. And I'm still about to sell Coyote. This is his last chance. Seems like his long throws are no longer a thing. People have learned to defend them. So Coyote, you might disappear. Rodon, I cannot take away Rodon. Rodon gave me points, clean sheet points yesterday. Surprisingly, I never expected them, but I eventually got them. So I'm keeping my Rodon in the team. And of course, definitely, Mukwele even made an assist yesterday. WS, you saw that assist yesterday.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking him into my team. And as this time I'm using 5 midfielders like I did last week, this game week. Of course, I'm having in Rogers. I'm having in the one and only Declan Rice. I'm having in the one and only Captain Palmer. And then, of course, I'm having in Rangers. I'm maintaining them. And the Foden, Rangers and Foden, I'm maintaining them for this. If they blunder against Wolves, I am done. And then, of course, on my striking, I have the one and only Captain Haaland. And, of course, it's going to be my captain. And, of course, I have Thiago on the list there. But since Man United is waking up, I might drop a Rice and then bring in Holly Watkins on my striking lines. And I might drop also Rogers and then bring in a Steve into my defense. That is all areas that I'm about to still discussing and see. But as it stands, the one and only Captain Haaland will still be my captain. Over to you, WS.
My team, I was very wise to use my wild card before the shutdown. And in my goal, I think I won't make any transfers this next game week because my team already looks good. In goal, it's Pickford against Leeds. My defense has Gabriel, who I know is going to give me 2 points against Man United. Then I have Mokile against West Ham. And then Cash against Newcastle. And I'm using a 5-man midfield with Bruno Guimaraes, Cole Palmer, Rice, Wilson, and Captain Fantastic.
Captain Fantastic, you're maintaining him?
Yeah, of course.
And you're starting Captain Fantastic against Arsenal?
Yeah.
It is just next
Of course,
next
he's
Sunday.
going to score and also make an assist.
No problem. Sunday is not far.
And my forward,
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with Thiago and Haaland just for this game week. And then on my bench, I have Dubravka, I have Krupi Jr., I have Nalo. That one is a bench material.
Krupi Jr. Proceed.
He's a very good kid.
Enel, are you in argument?
You want to copy my
He
podcast?
gave you podcast for Kadioglu.
Yeah, also Kadioglu is on my bench.
And Bruno. So,
Kadioglu is on my bench.
mine, I had Breyer in goal, but I'm going to bench him and bring in Pickford because I feel like that game of Arsenal and Man U is going to have in a few goals. I don't expect a clean sheet. In my defense, I have Gabriel himself. I have Mikuleke, and I'm putting in Senesi.
Oh, you have Mikolenko? Is that Mikolenko?
Yes, I do have him. And
then Senesi?
yes,
Yeah, that's a
Senesi.
serious defense.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm bringing in our man Steve from the bench, and I play with 4 defenders. He is now back. He's back.
You're using 4 defenders.
Yes.
Proceed.
And then in my midfield, I switched things a bit. I dropped our man Saka. I now have in Cole Palmer.
Oh, recently, Saka is a bench material.
Yes. And then I did replace him with Rice. Yes. Then
Yeah.
I have Buns. And then our man.
Captain Haaland.
No.
Why did you bring in Captain Fantastic?
I didn't ring for Fantastic. Our man from Newcastle.
Oh, Bruno Guimaraes.
And then in
Your
my
captain,
forward,
right?
yes, but he's not going to be my captain this next game.
Their game is about to begin,
Then-
so I play blunders and then you learn.
In the forward, I have the man himself, the myth, Erling Haaland, as my captain.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
You're using one forward.
one forward.
Man,
One forward. The points are in
I've-
between and defense.
I've never played a game like that.
And I actually feel like I need to borrow your ID. I think I
One
need to do that.
forward.
Yes.
I'm sticking
Unless
to Thiago.
anything happens among the defenders, I've put other midfielders in between.
Yeah.
But it's one forward.
All right. So that is NLS team. We are not saying that Bukayo Saka is of recent is becoming a bench material.
Yeah.
And Eberechi Eze, we don't know why he left Crystal Palace. He's a pure bench material. And you saw when he came on the game, you saw what he did. He's just running around like as if he has nowhere to go. So then, the hot topic, the Namavondo League.
Yes.
Omuyindi akola
Avayo.
As it stands, the unit has become the unit.
The one and only.
He's still leading with the 1,233 points.
He used 2 chips when we didn't know.
The undefeatable. The man who had led us for I don't know how many weeks. He had even started saying he's going to leave his team unchanged until when we catch up. Is falling behind with the 1,176 points. And of course we have Fifi the King in there with steady progress with 1,146 points. And of course we have Jacob coming in at 4th with the 1,121 points. And I think by culture, the top 4 matters.
Yes, of course.
The others are in their own league.
By default.
But anyway, you said you had a comment on that, yes.
Is someone going?
So as we speak, the difference between the 4th person and the 5th person, the one who is talking a lot, is we have the only figure is 21 minus 12. You get what?
9.
The difference is 9 points.
Yes.
And as it stands, the captain for NL Moments has not yet played.
And so are other 3 more players.
And so are the 3 more players. And this captain is Bruno Gomes, and they are playing against Wolves. Double S, do you think they are going to get a red card? Is Bruno Gomes getting a red card?
It is Wolves.
We don't know, but let's wait and see.
Please remind our viewers the position of Wolves and how many points it has so far.
Of course, it's at the bottom.
With how many points?
7, I think.
Thank you very much.
And you know the history for Wolves. Drew against Arsenal. Okay.
Yeah.
We have
drew
to
against the losers.
We
United.
have to beat.
And then, of course, won against West Ham.
It's on form.
So, NL, do you want to change your words that Omuyindi Akolachi?
Omuyinda Vayo.
All right, so then I don't know NL and the team if you still have anything to complain about the Namavondo League. Other than that, I want us to look at the few fixtures of Champions League as you guys prepare for your closing remarks. Okay, so for starters, remember for Champions League we are concentrating on the EPL teams, and as it looks like we'll have a game on 20th Jan, this coming week actually. That is against Broda Glimit versus Man City, and we are certain that Man City is going to win.
Yes.
And of course we have a game Inter Milan against Arsenal.
Yeah.
And then we have a game that is Inter Milan against Arsenal. Then we have a game on Marseille versus Liverpool, Newcastle and PSG, and definitely Chelsea. And there's a weird team I've never heard of, Paphos. So of course, definitely the English clubs are, to me, they are shining this coming game week. I mean, Champions League. I know very well Arsenal is still in the lead of that position as it stands. But quickly before we move away is that I wanted us to look at the EPL table standings. Of course, Arsenal in the lead, right? As we speak, Arsenal is in the lead with 50 points as it stands. Man City in the second with 43 points. Aston Villa in the third with a game in hand and with 43 points. So chances are Aston Villa by the close of today could be in second. And of course, Liverpool in the fourth with 36 points. And the so-called the Giants with the new coach.
Of course.
They are former player. Man United in the fifth position with 35 points. And they have potential.
The new underdogs in town.
The new underdogs in town. Now, colleagues, We've gone through all our segments. We've seen the good, the bad. We've seen mainly how opposition is terrible at technology. We've seen the upcoming games. We've seen how so far we are still disappointed with the Haaland, but fortunately, he's still our captain. We've looked at the fixtures. Starting with you, NL. In your closing remarks, what is ahead of our week, given the fact that the tension you've seen outside?
The highlight is in football. One, money is losing. That one, it should be stated. Actually, I feel like that should be the biggest and only highlight.
How about gigs coming back?
The gigs, it's going to first hold on until the president has sworn in. I don't think there's anyone who is having any event right now. Yeah, it is.
So I feel like
business.
It's outing the gigs.
Yeah, in regards to business, right now, I feel like it is a break well deserved. It's why I'm not complaining about the internet. I'm fine.
You heard, and he's a tech guy, so with or without internet, he's still a normal guy. He's still a super guy.
It is honestly a good break.
All right. Yeah. So Double S, which says what should be put on record, or maybe we should already bag 3 points from you guys.
Which is not going to happen. Is leaving out the fact that you guys have a Champions League game in the midweek, whereby for us we are going to be eating and sleeping.
Practice makes perfect.
And now, by the time you know, the energy that you use in training is not the same energy that you use.
We have backup on each and every player in Arsenal.
Has he seen our substitutes?
Have you?
Just look at the midfield.
Have you seen? Before starting talking?
Leave around the substitutes, the backups. I don't think even the starting lineup is going to do anything against us. Whether you bring Bukayo Saka, whether you bring Madueke, they are both going to get butchered by the one and only, the butcher of Amsterdam. And also, Gyökeres. You remember that kick that Maguire hammered Pogba? We might see it again against Gyökeres. So please stay tuned. And all I want to say in my closing remarks, the internet shutdown wasn't that bad. It brought back the old days. We saw people visiting each other because there was nothing to do. And remember, as the internet was off, I think EDCL wanted a collaboration. So it went in partnership with the internet and also decided to go off. So what was left to do is we had to play some board games, which was really fun. We went and visited some people. People visited us. We took some detours around our villages to see what's happening. You know. So all I can say, but that's to us. There are some people who are dying because they couldn't access social media, and we saw people actually checked out on other people. People made phone calls. People actually bought SMSs to check on other people. So it shows that people care.
Are you saying NL bought SMSs?
Of course. He was the promoter. After buying, it was like, you guys. There's an offer.
But as to add on that, it was really a well-deserved break. Was it last night? But one, I sat down on my computer and just to remove a few junk. And I cleared space up to 23 GB.
Oh, that's good. That's great.
So I don't think I would have had any other time to do things like that.
But
it was lovely.
But you need to tell the viewers out there and those that are listening in that technology is not the dead end. You don't have to commit suicide because, oh my God, they have switched off internet. Life has to continue. Life was there before internet and people used to survive. Remember when we were going somewhere, we were discussing about the post office. And so life will continue. This internet is just a supplement to, it's not a necessity. It's not like it's a do or die. No.
It's actually a hindrance, I'd say, to a point in sake, because the amount of hours we spend on TikTok
Yeah.
Yeah.
are
You know?
are crazy.
Actually, this previous week felt normal.
Exactly.
The days felt longer.
Yeah.
Like days
Yeah.
felt longer because there are times you can be on your app for about an hour.
Yeah.
Mm.
So after an hour, you feel sleepy, you sleep. Then
And-
you can wake up and it's the first thing you
And
do.
also, we got to respect that communication between people minus any intermediary between is actually the best way. We get to know how each person feels, how each person reacts, than sending them just a blank message. Hi, what's up? How are you doing?
Mm.
I mean, that's the thing is that you don't have to feed and rely on the internet.
Mm.
If they switch it off for a year, it will be there.
Of course.
There are countries that are in war
Yeah.
and there's no internet.
They have been in war for years.
Have they disappeared?
No, they're still there.
They are still there. So chances are, let's try to focus on what can actually affect our lives.
Mm.
And the internet has never been an health. In fact, it is a health concern.
Mm.
You had those guys using iPhones. There is, what do they call it? There is screen time.
Mm.
My iPhone has been telling me that I'm a champion. I'm a champion now, and on top of that, the iPhone battery is unimaginable.
Mm.
I literally charge you, and I think ever since the election, whatever, that I've charged it once.
Mm.
I mean, see all those chances.
Mm.
You said earlier that we managed to play body game that we spent years minus not playing,
Mm.
but it was pretty interesting. We
Very.
thought we've innovated, we've changed a lot of things that we've. I mean, now given all that knowledge and the NWS were saying earlier on, we need to have offline books.
Mm.
We use that time to even become more powerful.
Yeah.
The opposition, instead of lamenting, oh my God, 5 years down, they have not done anything.
Because being off the internet means you're off grid. No one knows what you're doing.
So for us, we still believe, given the fact that we are
Mm.
technology does not drive us.
Yes.
We are offline as we speak, we are doing our podcast.
Mm.
And we are certain when the network is restored to full capacity, we will upload.
Yeah.
If they don't recover the network forever, so be it.
Mm.
We'll record our views and then start sharing them manually.
Yeah.
And the approach is also there.
Mm.
So, in other words, we didn't stop recording the podcast because internet has been what? We've continued living our lives normally. So when the network stabilizes, we'll get back to normal.
Yeah.
As it speaks, we can call, and bought SMS bundles,
Mm.
and is surviving is texting,
Mm.
It's
living
as
a
if
normal life.
Nothing happened.
And if it feels like the person is unreachable, the taxis are out there.
Yeah.
In case someone need to go and visit someone physically. We've brainstormed, we've challenged. So in other words, colleagues and peers out there, let no one lie to you that technology is the end of the world. No,
Mm.
the world will still be here. The world has been here minus technology. And
Yeah.
don't think because you're good at using TikTok, that is it. No, those are all lies.
Mm.
You've noticed that you can stay alive minus TikTok. So those that are making TikTok as a business, get a side hustle, like NL says.
Mm.
Start thinking something outside the internet. Do something that can operate. Guys that had business that are operating online, socialize with the people face to face.
Yeah.
They should be looking for you now.
Mm.
So to me, those literally would be my closing remarks. I don't know if NL and Double S, you have any other thing to say before we close up the show?
Thank you for voting.
Of course.
That was really patriotic of you people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we shall see you people again
5 years from now.
in the next 5 years.
Yeah, and also, regardless of the outcome,
Yeah,
please don't get angry at others. Stay happy.
exactly.
The main objective of life
Exactly.
Happiness
is finding
free.
joy. You know.
Yeah, and happiness is free.
Mm.
So whether you lost or you didn't lose, life continues. If
And
you want to lament, continue lamenting.
Better after 5 years.
Exactly.
Hope for the best after
Exactly.
5 years.
Exactly. So as usual, we are always great minds. The number one podcasters. We are not. This is not a political show. We are not there to compete with anyone. We
Yeah.
are doing our things as we want to do them. And keep in mind the views and the comments and the likes that are on this view are thoroughly individualized.
Yeah.
And have no saying to the great minds as a tech entity. So as usual, we'll catch up next game week. Number one is that keep being happy. You can look out for great minds if you really want to get into the insight and get into the elites of the thinkers, innovators, and enjoy life as we see it.
Yeah.
As it is, we sign out. See you next week and have a lovely week ahead.
Peace out.